Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is Connie. I'm coming on today to share with you how I created this little Easter basket or little treat box and how I did the chick. I'll be taking you into Cricut Design Space to give you some ideas. I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing here, and then we'll be putting this one together actually. So I will be back in a moment. We'll get Cricut Design Space going, so bear with me here. Okay, so here is Cricut Design Space. I am using from SVG cutting files the, let's see if I can get the exact title of it. I apologize, bear with me here a moment. I think it's the Wavy egg-shaped box, but let's see what I can decide. Yeah, it's the Wavy egg-shaped box, so that's correct. So that's what I've got my gray part around, okay? And then I'm bringing in the chickadees file. That's also from SVG cutting files. Now this one brings in two particular chicks and the title. You can see here. We're only going to be working with this top part, okay? And I'll keep that. I don't need the rest here, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Now as you can see, I don't want that in there for now. Here is, and that little guy, let's see. I don't know why that is in here. I honestly don't think I need it, but I'm just gonna hide it for now. And then this little guy, I'm going to hide for now because that's on the one we're putting together today. But I want to quick show you what I did for changes here. So first of all, my box size, and that's what I'm going to give you the dimensions for. You can change however it works for you. My box size is 10.5 inches wide by 6.034 inches tall, and that is so I could fit it on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Again, whatever size you choose. So here is my piece here. Okay, my chickadee. I think that I used the right. Let me see if I can tell you. Nope, I did resize it a little bit. So um, my chick here, because this is pretty much what it's all based off of, or a good part, yeah, because it's the background for everything. It's 2.323 inches wide by 3.235 inches tall. Let me make this a little bigger if you can see better. Because, yeah, and I forgot about that. But everything for this little guy, this it all goes into the base piece. So what I did was on the head. I'm going to come back and make it smaller. Here's my head. I hid the contours. So I just hide all contours if you're not sure how to do that. There we have it. Okay. Changed everything like this to white. Let's see. Where it is here. Nope. Just looking for that. I don't know if it'll let me change it. Yep, it does. It's been a while since I've done this. I just play with it. Okay. And these three pieces that are part of this. When I resize this, I first group everything like this, and then I resize it for the box size that I want. And then all your pieces will match. So I'm going to leave these three, or these four together, okay? I'm going to just group those. So let's go back to the little chick here. What I did, it's basically all in the head. The only things I changed, the eyes. And if you group these together, you'll be better off to resize them, okay? But the eyes are from Marjorie and Designs Ghostly Good Times. The white piece, and this is for both eyes, is cut at 0.274 inches wide by 0.35 inches high. The black piece, oops, I'm sorry, let's back up. The white piece, my apologies, I didn't have it clicked in right. The white piece is 0.413 inches tall, or wide, can't read, 0.413 wide by 0.519 high. Then let's go to the black piece. It is 0.274 wide by 0.351 high. But again, what I did is I put them together. I grouped them. Is it group? Yep. And then I sized them with my head. Okay. It was just easier. But there you have the individual dimensions if you wish. Then we have the beak. And I'm going to just try to get that together. That's from Marjorie and Design's Tweet Spring Check. You could find any beak that you like. That's not a problem. This particular one, though, this piece, which is the top piece, it is 0.702 inches wide by 0.37 inches tall. The bottom piece to this beak is 0.559 inches wide by 0.432 inches tall. The rest of the pieces, I did not do anything to other than when I resized it, I resized everything together. What I do is, this was the original file and it had the contours in. I just figure out how big I want my base piece and make sure everything is grouped and I resize from there. Okay, I don't want to resize it, but that's how I do it. So just so you have an idea. Okay, so then I cut everything out and I put it together. And then I'll come back in a moment and share with you what I did for the rest of it. But before I do that, I'm going to get rid of this not to confuse myself. And I'm going to get rid of this because I don't need that as part of it. I will quick share with you what I did with my new duck also. I'm going to make this a little bigger so I can see better. The same thing, I gotta have to ungroup things so I can see. I hid the layers in the head, first of all. And then my eyes, both pieces are all four, but the two whites are the same. So the white piece is 0.264 wide by 0.346 high. The black is 0.218 wide, 0.286 high. They are from a very old file from Treasure Box Designs entitled Noses, Muscles, and Eyes, and I think it's a Bear Parts file is what it came from. You can use any file. I'm just showing you what I use for eyes. A lot of files have oval eyes like this, so whatever you wish. For the glasses, because I did use a piece of acetate, I duplicated the eyes, or the glasses, excuse me. Here you go. There's a duplicate, but then I just hid the contours for the inside so I could get a solid piece. So that's basically how I created those in Design Space. Okay, so then I'm going to come back and show you how I put everything together. So bear with me just a moment. Okay, so I'm back with my completed basket and the basket we're going to put together here in a moment. All I did on this little trick is just spattered some pink and like a steel blue. I don't know what to tell you. I forget what color it's called exactly, but I just spattered that together. Or spattered it on my white pieces, not the background piece because that's the inside of the shell, obviously. And then when I did the eyes on this particular one, I used a colored pencil for the green part and just went around the eyes. I didn't cut another piece. You can if you want. I just find it easier to use a colored pencil or a marker if you wish. However, that's completely up to you. But let's go ahead quick and I'll show you what I did here to put this together. So you've got your two pieces cut out, and I'm going to glue these down, and I'll just share a couple things about that. Let's see, I'm going to cut a glue I'm going to use today. This is actually an old baby paper. I really am trying to go through my, okay, 12 by 12 pieces and all my scraps and use up what I can because I'm getting tired of, I feel like I'm collecting paper, and that's great, guys. You know, I appreciate that, you people that have a lot of storage space. I do not, and I might have to be, well, not downsizing so much as rearranging and finding room for some of my stuff, because I might have to be, well, my physical therapist is working to try to get me a motorized wheelchair, is where I'm at. So, and I don't have a lot of room in my apartment. I do for the chair, but like he said, we might have to rearrange a bit. I didn't like that idea because my craft stuff is pretty much my life. So, anyway, what I'm doing is the piece that has the tab. You think about this. That is going to be, I'm going to put this over here. I'm not sure. I always forget. If I get it backwards to what's front and back, it's not the end of the world. I just put this on, and one thing you probably want to do first before you put any of this on is if your Cricut didn't, or your machine didn't score real well, you're going to want to use a scoreboard to rescore these. I always do. I use the Cricut, but then I come back with my score. Pal, or score, yeah. I got a score pal. I get confused. Anyway, I use my scoreboard and rescore my aperture. Okay, because I like a very crisp, and that's just the way I get it. So with these, that one's not going all the way to the bottom. And then we'll click through this, and I should have, like I said, done this first. I apologize, but why did I do that? I have to keep watching my computer. For some reason, I took a video earlier today, and it did not save the video, and I was not a happy camper. So before I put this on, I decorate it first, and then I usually will put my box together, and then I'll put this on, just because it just, you don't want to smash all this up, okay? So basically, but what I did, my flower is from Heartfelt Creations. It's the Ariana Blooms. I think it's the second smallest one. I just did that. Took some leaves from Cricut Design Space and made those. Um, the color of the flower, I don't think I can get to it very well. It's very pale, though, if you could see underside. And I wish I wouldn't have gotten it so dark, but some of my purples are, so. But this is the wording is actually done in Cricut Design Space. If you have access or have different fonts you want to use. This is the little chick, the second one I showed you today, and the little glasses. He's popped up on foam tape, if you can see that very well. I embossed the wavy part of that piece that comes with it, and I forget what embossing folder. It's quite old, though. This little piece of grass I just found in my stash of SVG files. I just wanted some grass on there. And then I just made this bow with some seam binding from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And I used a bow it all. And one of the best investments I ever made, because I cannot tie a bow. And I prefer to use seam binding for my bows. because it flows and just folds and so nicely. Now I was watching a video. Oh gosh, I forget who it was from. I'm sorry, I lose track. I think it was Polly's Paper Studio. She was using a crinkled ribbon, and I think I have some, I'm not sure. It's very, very similar to the seam binding, only it's wrinkled. But it flows the same way. It's awesome. Now, when you put your glue on these pieces, only put it on the egg. Don't put it on the chicken or anything because there's nothing behind it to hold it. So I just wanted to mention that. Let's see what I'm doing here. Trying to get it even. The only thing now, it's just a little bit harder to make sure it stays on, but it'll be fine. And if you had 12 by 12 and you could make this box a lot bigger. It just, like I said, I'm fine with this way. I'm going to take a little piece of scratch paper, so sorry if that crinkling bothers you. What I do is I lay that in here kind of along the fold there. I need to bring this in, but I don't want glue from this piece to get on the back. And excuse me, I use both, excuse my reach, I'm sorry. I'm going to use my glue press. I use both ATG a lot or some kind of double-sided tape, but then I also use liquid glue. ATG will just keep it and it'll grab right away. And you want to line these up so if your fold isn't quite exact, you can fix that easy enough. But you want that fold at the top. But the ATG will grab it right away and then the liquid glue will take a little bit and get it. I'm going to have to pull this a little bit because the liquid glue did stick a little bit. So that's why I like to put this extra scrap piece in there. And just it's very minimal, but it's still there. So anyway. Okay, now all you have to do is I fold these two little flaps in first, and I'll put some glue on just the ends here. Okay, I'll show you a way to reinforce the bottom in a moment. I had to move my glue press. I'm so sorry. Okay, and then fold the back in first. Okay, the back piece. Now, what I like to do is put this down and use my grid and pretty much square it up and use something. I'm just going to use a pen for now. Go in and press down those little flaps just so they grab hold. Okay. And they will in a moment. I can't reach in there. I just can't reach far enough. Try it this way. Now you only want to put glue on this half. This is the front half going to the back because it doesn't come all the way here. Yours might, depending upon the size you make it. I don't know. Sometimes resizing boxes is not always a good idea, but it worked for this one. So, and this is a cute little box. I'm not putting a lot in mine. Uh, just putting just a few little treats. If you have some crafty friends, you want to give them some little, thing, things that you have. I can't talk again. I think it would be cute. I love making 3x3 cards. This box, when it's finished, is 1, 2, 3. 3.5 inches this way, and it is 1.5 inches this way, and this way it is about, let's say, 2.5, 2 3/8. But it would hold 3x3 cards with some envelopes, really cute. I just like making little note cards. Sometimes people want a little note card to put with the gift or something. I enjoy doing that, so would make a nice little gift. But whatever you wish to put in it. But there are, just out of the way, 2 Easter gift boxes so far. I've got to get busy and get some more made, obviously. But I do want to thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, as always, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, take care. Have a great day.